Today in America is a holiday called Labor Day. And in celebrating this holiday, we honor those who work for a living, those who make the machinery of the culture turn and work for everyone. And so it's an honorable holiday. It's a day off of work, yes, in a sense, but it's also an opportunity to honor those who move energy in the service of other people. And I particularly want to highlight the word service because I remember to my first jobs, working in restaurants initially, then later on doing construction work. And I had grown up uh, interested in school, interested in getting a good education. Not that I was always all that good in school. I mean, in high school, I started really putting my attention around it and focusing on getting good grades and so forth. And I went to a good university. But the the sort of overarching message was get educated, but I hadn't really learned how do you move energy. And it wasn't really until I got into the construction trades after I moved to Ananda that in my early 20s, I could really feel that energy moving through me and I could learn to enjoy work, which was service and very specifically service related, even though construction work in its own, just by itself doesn't necessarily seem like it would automatically be looked at as a service. I mean, you're nailing boards together, you're, constructing walls. But see, we saw it as a service to the people that we were building for. We built homes for people, and we felt that it was a service to put uplifting vibrations into the home that they were going to live in. And people could feel it. It was very different. Our job site was a very different one from other job sites that had noisy music and, where guys would have beer for lunch and or whatever. I mean, construction sites are not automatically very elevated workplaces in terms of the consciousness. They may be elevated in terms of the height that people have to work at, but they weren't necessarily all that elevated in terms of the conversations that would happen around lunch. But I remember just going back earlier, I remember my first jobs and being a lot more interested in payday than I was in what I was doing to have earned a payday, to be deserving of a payday. And it took a long time for me. Oh, I shouldn't say a long time, but it took some years to sort of reorient away from payday consciousness to what do I need to do today? How can I make what I'm doing more effective? How can I serve more harmoniously, more enjoyably? And that reorientation was really, really critical because it's so easy to sort of, oh, I gotta go to work, and there are songs, famous songs written about Monday, the blues of Monday, the weekend's over, I gotta go back to work, maybe hungover, maybe just disappointed that, all the fun I was having on the weekend, now it's over and I gotta go punch the clock, gotta go do my job. And that's a sad way of looking at the time that we have in our lives. There was an encounter uh, between Swamiji and a devotee up in Canada, and I believe Nirmala was present for this. And the man was very spiritual in his way, and he had created a lovely meditation place, meditation room in his home, and he wanted to show Swamiji that. And he very proudly said to Swamiji, "This is where my spiritual life begins every day. After work, when I come home, my spiritual life begins." And Swamiji surprised him, I think kind of shocked him, and maybe that was his intention too, but by saying, "Well, why waste the other hours of the day?" It's lovely and romantic on one level to think, okay, my spiritual life begins when I get home from work, I take my shower, I, get cleaned up, come to the meditation room and really devote myself to God. But Swamiji was basically saying, well, what about all the other hours of the day? You're working for a living. Why not look at your service as part of your spiritual life as well? And so on this Labor Day, I would like to suggest that yes, we honor those who work for a living, who earn a paycheck, who do serve, especially for those whose service is deemed essential in these days when many businesses are not allowed to be open for reasons of health. Yes, we do honor those. We honor all of them. Even people whose labor is not considered essential, very much deserve our praise and honor. But let us all learn to see work and job as service, because that elevates it above and beyond something that's just for personal gain. If it's just about the paycheck, then it assumes this kind of low level. Yes, okay, we do something, we get paid for it. It's an exchange. Hopefully it's an appropriate exchange. But let us learn to look at it as an opportunity to uplift, an opportunity to inspire, an opportunity to really help other people. And in so doing, it becomes very, very much spiritualized and a blessing for not only us who are working, but for others who will be influenced and blessed and uplifted by that service. Namaste.